Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to say just thank you to everyone who's come out, and I'm tall. I would like to say thank you to everybody who's come out and for giving me this opportunity, especially to Mr. Marzadeh, who nominated me for the award. And getting into things, so I'm not somebody who really likes to talk about myself. Like, when I found out I was gonna have to give a speech today, I was really nervous. And I wasn't nervous because I'm afraid of public speaking or I felt like I would mess everything up. I was mainly nervous because I didn't feel like I had a good story to tell. I felt like a lot of the things there was only anything special about me, and a lot of the things that I tried sometimes don't really work out how I want them to. Like in my freshman year, I was part of an environmental advocacy club, and one thing that we were trying to do was get fish tacos in the cafeteria, and that's what I was in charge of. And so we did a lot of work, and we communicated with this organization who could provide the fish, and they were willing to help us. And so we were talking with them for a few months, and eventually we set up the taste testing at our school to figure out if we could actually bring them to the cafeteria. So we did the taste testing, we got a class to do it, and then like everything was going well. And then it ended, and so I was waiting for a response. And then about a week later, I got a response back from my nutrition director, and it said something along the lines of, "Sorry, not enough students were interested in the fish to justify bringing it to our cafeteria." And that was the end of my project. That was months of work that I had done, and it felt really crushing to have it all end just like that. And then even now, I sometimes still feel this way. Last semester, me and a group of my friends, we did a senior project where we were trying to raise money for Interfaith Community Services, which is near here. And so we planned a fundraiser, a bake sale at one of my friend's church. And so we bought all the ingredients, we advertised at the church, we baked everything, and on the day of, we actually did a good job. We managed to raise around $500, and our total goal was to raise $1,500. So I was feeling really confident about that. And so then we moved on to our next fundraiser, and we wanted to do a trivia night at our school. And so again, we planned everything, came up with questions, came up with a venue, a date, and we did the sign-up sheet. And then the day before our event, we checked our sign-up sheet, and only 4 people had signed up. And so then the day before, we just had to cancel everything. And again, I was feeling just really upset about that because you put a lot of work in, but then we just had to keep moving on. So then we came up with a new idea. We wanted to do a game night. And again, we came up with game ideas. We came up with a place to do it. We tried to get people to join. And then just in the end, we weren't able to do it just due to logistical reasons. And by that point, the semester was ending, and so that was the end of my project. And so that initial $500 we had raised, that was all we had done, only about a third of our goal. And again, I felt very unhappy about that because it just really felt bad to put so much work into something and to just feel, I felt like I had failed, basically. And like I said at the beginning of the speech, I really don't like talking about myself, and then when writing it, I had to figure out, why do I feel that way? And what I learned was that I feel like sometimes that the things I do aren't worth talking about. It's really easy to be hard on yourself when some things that you set out to accomplish don't work out exactly how you want them to. But then when I was looking back on these events and figuring out what to talk about, I really had to reflect on all these things. And I was thinking I was being way too hard on myself. Like maybe with the fish tacos, we didn't actually get them into our cafeteria, but I still managed to like talk to a bunch of people. I managed to get things going, things are moving along. Even if it ultimately failed, I still did gain experiences from that. And again, with the senior project, maybe we didn't reach our goal, but we still did raise $500. And that's something that I should feel like I'm able to be proud about. So, what is my story? My story is that of someone who's learned not to let themselves be defined by their failures, but to be defined by the passion and the heart that they put into everything they do. And now that I've realized that, I'm excited to see what I will do in the next chapter of my story.